Yeah, I think it was a strong performance, to be honest. I think for parts of the game we had good control when we had the ball, which is definitely something we want to have this year. I feel like we came leaps and bounds last year as a team under the new manager, and we want to take that to another level now. And not just, I feel like last year we competed in these games, but not just compete, but actually feel like, and I do feel like now maybe we could have won that game. Obviously they had chances, we had chances like any nil or draw, but yeah, I thought it was a strong performance. The energy, we spoke about it after the last friendly last week. The energy and the will to win and win tackles, and was something that was it's just the basics of football, and it's so important. And I spoke after the game last week about that just being something that should be the norm. When you're wearing a Hearts jersey, that's just an expectation to show the basics and work as hard as you possibly can, and then you get your rewards. Unfortunately, we didn't get the rewards in terms of a goal to win the game, but I feel like we did in terms of the feeling after the game's positive, and being back at home was such a good feeling to feel that atmosphere. You definitely feel it when you're out on the pitch, and yeah, I think it was a strong performance, and I'm walking away thinking we're unlucky not to get a goal and a win.
You pushed Rangers hard today. How much can you achieve this season, do you think? I know it's only one game in, but could you push them across the season as well, do you think?
I think, yeah, like you said, it's only one game in, so you don't want to come in here saying, so our goals are to just be better than we were last season. I think that's something so important, and I feel like if we do that, we're going to leave ourselves in a good position come May time next year. And I think you don't want to look 38 games ahead. You want to just look next week. We've got Dundee away. That's the next hurdle in front of us. We want to get our first win of the season. I feel like we've got a really strong squad. I feel like the roles and responsibilities within the team are all so clear. You know what you're doing when you're out on the pitch, and that's a good feeling when you're a player. You know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, and I feel like we've got something that we've had since I've been here, but it's really strong. I feel the competition for places and the depth we've got within the squad is obviously really necessary with Europe. The next 4 to 5 months up until Christmas is going to be games every 3-4 days, and even after that, having competition for places at this club should be the norm, and it just raises the levels in training. So yeah, it's been really good, to be honest, really positive, and I feel like after that game, it's just another step in the right direction. Like I said, unfortunately we didn't win, but hopefully next week we can get our first win.
That's by far the strongest you've been as a squad since you've been.
I think in terms of depth, yes. I feel like there's boys that'll be disappointed they didn't play today. Last season there were games when I maybe didn't play, and you're disappointed. You're a competitor. You just want to play every game, every minute, and I feel like. Yeah, probably. I feel like this is probably the strongest Hearts squad, I think, as a whole that we've had since I've been here. Obviously, when I first came, I've played with some great players since I've been here, but I feel like the depth in terms of if one player's not performing or unfortunately picks up an injury, the person that steps in is everyone's capable and everyone's willing, and like I said, that only puts you in good stead for the season.
How impressed were you with the debutants today? Because that's not an easy match to go into against Rangers.
Yeah, really impressed. I think whether you've come from the UK or whether you've come from Gerald, Costa Rica, like Kenny did last year, like our Aussie boys did from Australia, it's hard coming into this environment. I think Scottish football is unique in terms of the atmosphere that Tynecastle brings, and I haven't played abroad anywhere else, but I feel like you don't get that everywhere, and the support they give you when they see that you're giving your all is second to none, and you really do feel that. I was super impressed with everyone. The boys that have come from other Scottish teams, Jan, Spitz, Malachi coming on for his debut today. First time we've met him before the game, and he comes in and that's unreal. That's the sort of culture we want to provide for those boys. I think when you come into a new team, it can be daunting, but I feel like walking into our Hearts change room up at the Orium and then here at Tiny is a welcoming environment. But yeah, super impressed with everyone, and hopefully we can just build on that.
How did you find playing?
Sorry, mate.
How did you find playing in midfield with George Granny? Can you kind of tell us a bit about your conversations with the manager about that kind of combination?
Yeah, loved it. Like I said, the depth we've got is super. We've got great midfielders that were on the bench today, and then there's a couple injured in Benny and Cal that have shown what they can do. So that the competition for places is super. Granny's is a top player. someone that we've spoke about. We're good mates, so we've spoke about wanting to play together as a partnership, and today we were fortunate enough to do that. And I feel like we complement each other well. I personally don't think he gets the credit he deserves in terms of. We all know what he can do on the ball. He's a creator. He's super in the final third. But the other side of the game, he works so hard. He's one of the fittest, and I'm sure when we check his numbers, he'll be up the top in terms of the ground he covered, and the tackles and the little things that maybe you don't see from up here, but on the pitch you really feel that. And I feel like the connection we've got was on display today, and if that's to continue, then so be it. And every player that comes in, like I've said a couple of times, is ready and waiting, and the boys that maybe didn't start today or the ones that are injured are watching, wanting to be the two. But that's a healthy competition, super. And I was really happy to play with Granty today, and he's a great player.
You mentioned about his fitness. Who is the fittest of the club? You always see yourself.
I don't want to be left to ask someone else. I don't want to be humble, but I think so.
just on Taylor, is he like that in training?
Hey, he's an exciting player, isn't he? I feel like you want your fullbacks, especially as a midfielder, when they're playing the winger. There's someone always running off you, and him really helped us today in terms of stepping in front of Cortez. He was his man and winning the ball, and then his pace is electric. And yeah, he's an exciting prospect, and like all our new signings are. And but like I said, it's only one game. You just want to keep everyone grounded, and every game's different. We go to Dundee, it'll be a different sort of challenge in many different ways. The away games are so tough, and last year Dundee were a really good side, and we found it quite tough when we went there. So you want to keep everyone grounded and just reset when we go back to training. But yeah, I think himself and everyone that was their first Hearts game today was super exciting and impressive.
How does he stack up with the quickest players you've played with? Is he one of the quickest?
Yeah.
For standing start?
He's super quick. I think when we do sprints at training, I try to go in the group behind him, so I'm not looking so slow. But he's so quick, and it's such a powerful tool to have. I think pace it wins everything. If you're quick, then Kenny I think showed that today in many times. You feel like you're camped up and the ball goes long and he wins the ball. It helps so much and just relieves so much pressure for us. And Gerald's super quick, but we've got a lot of quick boys in our team.